Scrappy Friends, welcome to the Clique Kits channel. Today, this is Hannah with you, and I am going to be doing a mixed media light layout, or I should say a lightly mixed media layout for you today. I am just, at this point, I am trying to figure out what papers I want to start off with. I'm thinking about using that floral paper, which it's kind of hard to see right this second, but I actually have it cut filed out of, so I have to fill up that space, and I was thinking about using that coral lined paper, and I was going to use this paper that had some flowers that I just kind of made real quick and some hearts, but it was just way too busy, and I wanted to be able to see most of the stuff, and it just was not going to work. So, oh well. I think I might cut it up into 3x4s or something and use it in Project Life or something like that. I think it would work a little bit better. So I just pull out a plain piece of cardstock. I like to use smooth, especially when I'm going to be doing some mixed media on it. I'm just not a fan of the textured kind. I think it warps a lot quicker. So the smooth is a little bit thicker. And now I'm thinking about what I want to, if I want to map my photo or not, and I really can't find anything that I think is going to work. So I just leave it just that plain white that I printed my photo on, and I usually like to use a white border on my photos just because it just kind of helps, and then I don't have to use a piece of white cardstock. I mean, I could, and it really makes no difference however you want to do it. So yeah. So that is how I print it off. And I print them off I print my photos mostly at home. Every once in a while I'll get them printed out and have them sent, but I'm just really impatient, and I like the the ability to be able to go right to my computer and pick a photo and print it. And this photo I actually took with my DSLR, so it is a little bit better of a quality photo. I will say that the lighting was really horrible because it was a really sunny afternoon and the sun was just blaring on my mom and my daughter, so it's not the greatest photo, but sometimes even when the light isn't horrible, you still want to document the moments, and so that is what I'm doing. I am just taking some of the papers from the kit and using strips to add some different layers, but layers not on each other, if that makes sense. I didn't really want to layer too much over top of each other. I kind of like this idea of having all these different lines of patterns. It's just really super fun. And where I'm going to layer the most is over on that side where the Hello Gorgeous is. And I'm going to end up covering the Gorgeous. I'm just not sure that at this point, I don't realize that I'm going to be doing that. So I actually did this over a course of 2 days because I had to do some other stuff. And so, yeah. I usually like to finish layouts like this all in one go just because I feel like it keeps your brain flowing in a certain way, but sometimes that's just not how life is. So lucky for me, I have my own space so I can just set it aside. And that is the nice thing about working with paper. As long as you have it glued or semi-glued down, you can leave it and then come back to it later. So that is a tip that I have for you guys. If you're just stuck and you're not really sure, just leave it and come back to it later. I am going to be using those butterflies, which I fussy cut out of one of the cards on the paper, and then I decided that I'm going to be using this frame. Now this frame is, I don't even think it's in the add-ons, but this is actually from the collection, and it's something I had bought, and they're the fun frames, and I had earlier made some shaker pockets with those frames with some sequins that are not the sequins for this month. But you could totally do this with the sequins of the month and just make a little shaker pocket. And I'll make sure I have a link to the shaker frame that I did make, because I do have a video for that. So you can see how to do it with whatever sequins that you have in your stash, or if you get sequins with the kits, because most months lately we've been having an exclusive kit sequence mix, so that's really nice and fun. So here's where I'm deciding that I want to cover up the gorgeous, as much as it would work, because both my mom and my daughter look gorgeous. I'm just not feeling like that's the most appropriate phrase or sentiment that I want. And I was thinking about just covering it up with those wood sticker, or they're not stickers, wood veneer pieces from the add-ons. And you just really couldn't see it very well. So I wanted it to stick out more. So I picked that lighter floral, and it really works to contrast against that dark floral. And then I use that other font, that scripty font paper. I just cut off a bit of it. Actually, I think it was from the cut apart sheet that had all the different 3x4s and different size cut aparts. So I'm just trying to figure out what word I want to use, and eventually I'm going to come upon love. I kind of wanted to use sweet, but I thought it was just a smidge bit too big. So I decided to go with love, and I'm actually going to be picking up another one. I'm going to be picking up happy, but I'm going to put that down at the bottom. And I'm not sure if you're going to see it right away or not. And I just use the Tombow Mono glue. That's what I like to use for anything that's not paper. And, I mean, I'll use it with paper too, but all the embellishments. So here on now, I am working on the mixed media part, and I am just doing a really, really simple mixed media element. And I wanted to do this to show you guys that you don't really need to do a lot to have a mixed media type of a layout. You don't have to pull out tons of gesso. You don't have to pull out tons of sprays. You don't have to make a big mess in order to have a little bit of mixed media and add a little bit of something fun and colorful to your layouts that is you, and not just whatever is in the pack of your kit. So I have some just a basic watercolor palette. It's, you know, just one that I got from my arts and crafts store a while ago. This has lasted me a while, and this is a watercolor brush, and I just picked different colors. And as you can see on the clear part, I have like mixed a couple of colors together to get similar colors, and then I just made like X's or plus signs all over to kind of mimic the one paper that has just navy ones. And then I'm also coloring these wood veneers a little bit, because I thought that it would be kind of fun to have the wood have more of a colored look instead of just that plain look. And especially for that love, I really wanted that to stand out a lot more than what I thought it would stand out if it was just plain. So that is just a simple way to add a little bit of mixed media, and it doesn't have to be crazy. I mean, I went a little bit more crazy than some people. And then I also decided that I'm gonna use my brush to do some script fonting right on the layout. Now this is a little bold, and if this is something that you don't feel comfortable doing right on your layout, you could always do it on a scratch piece of paper or like cardstock and just practice. And then the one that you like, you could just add it right onto your layout. Just fussy cut it out. But I felt pretty confident that I could get a decent color. Now, the only thing I wish is that it was a little bit darker, because it is a little bit light. In real life, you can see it a lot better than in the photos. I will say that. But it is a really, really light mint color, but it matches the inside of that butterfly there. So I really, really like it. And it just really just added something that is me to the layout that is not in the kit. And I think that's one of the fun things, is you could just pick one of the words that is in there and just, you know, do like a brush script front, and it's a little piece of you on the layout. I mean, obviously, if that's not your style, then you could just find pieces that have that brush script. There are definitely die cuts in the kit that have the scripty font written right on them, and you could use that too, and then you don't have to worry about it. But I thought it would be fun to share this with you guys. So I attached that little die cut heart with that rubber piece, and I used a little bit of a foam adhesive, and then I used the red line tape. And I'm going to apologize right now for my head. This layout is almost done, and I'm just adding the last finishing touches, and my head just kind of gets in the way. Things that you kind of forget about when you're doing a layout. So I'm going to add some of the stickers. There's a few words and that date. And then later on, I'm going to add the journaling right on that watercolor paper right underneath the photo. I thought that was a perfect little place to add a little bit of journaling, and there's not really a whole lot except for just talking about how I got this really nice picture of my mom and my daughter when my mom came up, and that I was really happy to have a picture of my mom, or of my mom and my daughter together, but of my daughter because I don't get too many really nice pictures of her. So here are the close-ups. Don't forget to check out the information in the info box because that can lead you to the blog and the store so that you can see all the stuff that is in the June kit. And you can see what add-ons are still left in the store, and you can use my code Hannah10 and get 10% off of the add-ons that you add in the store. So I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.